Planck's dog, a 7, was found wandering the corridors of an apartment block in downtown LA on the 28th floor, puzzling investigators. That is definitely a red flag. How did her dog get into the building, into an elevator, and onto the 28th floor? Red flag number 2. On Thursday, it emerged that Planck's boss, Jason Sugarman, who is currently under investigation for a 43 million fraud scheme, appeared to drop off muffins at her home a day or two after she vanished. Jim Wayne, Planck's ex-husband, told a Daily Mail he had spoken to Sugarman's assistant shortly after Planck's disappeared and noted that he didn't appear to be too concerned that she had gone missing. He said the company was only interested in recovering Planck's company laptop, which Wayne instead gave to police. Wayne said that he spoke to the assistant again several days later, and the assistant accused Planks of siphoning off money company. Flag number 3, starting to sound like a setup to go ahead and blame Heidi Planck for some type of siphoning off money from the company, making it sound like a Gone Girl type situation. Why do I think of Melissa Caddick when I hear this? Red flags everywhere, in my opinion, guys. So far, what I've seen, I just see red flags waving all over the screen. This was actually published today, November 6th, 2021, and it was updated a couple hours ago. It is now 1:45 p.m. Eastern Time on November 6th. The boss of a missing California accountant who vanished without a trace on October 17th was last seen on surveillance camera footage, reportedly dropping off muffins at her home a day or two after she disappeared. Heidi Planks, a 39-year-old mother of one, works as a financial controller overseeing all employees involved in the accounting process at Camden Capital Partners, where Jason Sugarman is a managing partner. Sugarman is currently under investigation for a 43 million fraud scheme. Heidi knows all of Jason's and the company's secret. She knows where the bones are buried, said Plank's ex-husband, Jim Wayne. Sugarman was caught on camera casually dressed, leaving a gift at Plank's home in the Rainier Village district of Los Angeles. He rings the doorbell of the modern home and, receiving no answer, leaves the box on the doorstep and drives away. I wonder if this guy is related to Melissa Caddick, another $1 million Ponzi schemer. I think I like Ponzi better than schemer. CBS News, which obtained the footage, said Sugarman dropped off a box of muffins a day or two after Planks vanished. And I guess that is him up there in these pictures dropping off his muffins. Jason Sugarman's car pulls up to his employee Heidi Plank's house, and he rings the bell. With no one answering the door, he leaves the box of muffins on the doorstep. Gone girl, but the boss, I don't know. Let's just go ahead and finish this off. So, more pictures that I will blow up on top. So, she has not been seen since she left her son's football game with her dog. I do not know why. 7. At a sports field in Downey, Los Angeles. It's buffering. One sec. On October 17th, 2021, when Wayne called police to report her missing. after she failed to collect their son from school on October 20th. Seven, the dog, was found wandering alone on the 28th floor of an apartment block in downtown Los Angeles, perplexing investigators. Planks has no known connection to the building, friends and family said. Wayne told Daily Mail he believes the answer to Heidi's whereabouts lies with her boss, Jason Sugarman, and his company. Wayne said he received a phone call from a Securities and Exchange Commission investigator on October 21st asking him about Sugarman and the firm. They were interested in Sugarman and his company. They wanted to know what I know about them and just generally asked me what I thought about Sugarman. Sugarman was charged by the CEC in 2019 with hatching a fraudulent scheme that swindled $43 million out of pension funds and left a Native American tribe $60 million in debt. That's nice. His business partner, Jason Galanis, was sentenced to 189 months in prison for his participation in multiple fraudulent schemes, including the tribal bond scheme last year. Wayne said he had spoken to Sugarman's assistant shortly after Planks disappeared and noted that her boss didn't appear to be too concerned that she had gone missing. So is Sugarman trying to put the $43 million Ponzi scheme on Heidi? So, according to Wayne, he received a phone call from the official with the Securities and Exchange Commission. So, this is Jason Sugarman on the left. And then we've got Jason with his wife, Elizabeth Goober Sugarman, and their son in May of 2014. He claims Sugarman seemed more interested in making sure that her work computer was returned. While I was on the phone with his assistant, I heard Sugarman in the background barking at his assistant to tell me, "Make sure he knows I want my laptop," Wayne said. There was no concern at all from my ex-wife's employer. It's a multi-million-dollar company. They didn't offer to hire a PI or put up a reward. The only thing they really seemed concerned about was Heidi's computer. He added, Wayne said he never returned the laptop and instead turned it over to the police. Good for you, Wayne. He then spoke with the assistant again a few days later, but claimed this time the employee accused Planks of siphoning off money from the company. This sounds like a total setup. Sugarman is somehow trying to set this woman up to take the fall for this siphoning off of money. This is almost like a Gone Girl Melissa Caddick in one. When Wayne said he didn't believe the accusations, the assistant allegedly claimed they had proof and sent him several of Heidi's personal bank statements. According to Wayne, he never looked at the bank documents in detail and gave them to the police as soon as he got them. He said officers later told him that Planks didn't have a lot of money in her accounts. He added, it was pretty low of Sugarman and his minions to accuse Heidi of basically embezzling when she's mysteriously disappeared. He said that he has no idea how her employer had obtained her banking information. This is very suspicious. Licensure, but was making good money as a bookkeeper, earning 125K a year plus monthly bonuses of up to 1,500 a month. She's a pretty girl. I am seeing a lot of a Ponzi scheme and somebody to put the blame off, but then you have to wonder if she was having an affair with Sugarman. Wayne, who has custody of their son, 50-50, said last time he saw her at their son's game, she had been a little bit edgy, but he didn't know why. Naeem Salam, her 43-year-old boyfriend, works for Facebook founder Mark Zuckerberg's charitable foundation, the Chan Zuckerberg Initiative, as a vice president for operations. Wayne told DailyMail.com that Planks had been dating a San Francisco based man for the last 3 years. Salam and Planks had recently wrote about their long distance relationship, Wayne told The Sun. Planks wanted Salam to spend more time with her in Los Angeles, but Salon insisted that he needed to be mainly in San Francisco. Wayne said he did not think it was a serious rift. Wayne said his son began to grow worried for his mother, and when he dropped him off for school on October 20th, still not being able to contact his ex wife, told him he'd be there to pick him up. Wayne said he later arrived to see Planks hadn't shown up. It was then I started to get worried. I took my son and we went over to the LAPD and filed a missing persons report. Plank's cousin Trey Hawkins told his son that the family was deeply troubled by her disappearance, saying it was very much out of character. He said it was approaching her son's birthday. He turned 11 this week, and she would not have just taken off. He added that is not in her character at all. We all feel something has happened. He said the family fears some kind of foul play. Something has happened, he said. We are definitely worried about her. Clearly, something was going on. I know that she spoke to her mom a few days before she disappeared about her intentions to come home for Thanksgiving. She also talked to my other aunt and told her she was coming home and wanted to see them all. Nothing was out of the ordinary in those chats. There was no indication anything was wrong. The fact that my cousin was planning to come home for Thanksgiving, plans she was making days before she disappeared, and that her son's birthday was just days away, leads me to believe she did not run. This is like an American version of a Melissa Caddick, but she is not the Melissa Caddick. Her boss is the male Melissa Caddick Ponzi $1 million schemer. Did she have an affair with Sugarman? Did she not? Did she take off to meet up with Sugarman? Or did Sugarman get rid of her? What are you guys' thoughts? Because I am going to go live and we will definitely talk about this. Let's go touch on this one a Twitter post real quick. So here's some tweets that are kind of newer that I want to touch on, but I want to touch on more of these on the live. But ex-husband of missing LA accountant Heidi Planck says her disappearance linked to her job and boss, Jason Sugarman at Camden Capital. Sugarman is the son-in-law of Hollywood mogul Peter Guber, CEO, Mandalay Entertainment, owner of the Warriors, the NBA team. Interesting. And then I've got the litigation paper in my folder for later. This one right here I want to touch on later. This one right here I want to touch on later, 53 minutes ago. Information continues to mount in Heidi Planck missing person case. Her ex has made some suspicious moves since he reported her acting strange and leaving the football game. So, guys, let's do a little digging on Heidi Planks tonight. And let's not forget about Jason Sugarman's brother, Steven Sugarman, right here, the shady business dealings and his connection with the Los Angeles Football Club, just a short distance from Hope plus Flowers. We'll get in all of this. We will get into all of this later. Yeah, this is some interesting wannabe Gone Girl, embezzlement, millions, Ponzi schemes. There's a lot going on here. A lot of pieces to this puzzle. Probably why I didn't want to get stuck in the rabbit hole. And with that, this video is getting long. It is going to be a wrap. All right, guys, drop them comments, drop them opinions. And with that, it is a wrap. I want to thank you all for coming in. Thank you for watching. Please like or dislike whichever you prefer and subscribe. Girl, I'm so confused. I have no idea where I'm even typing. Hey, hey everyone. Oh shit. Yeah, I don't. We don't need to play the end part. You guys know what it is. Hey Sophia, H Bird, Tiffany. Hi David. I think I saw Benton. Hey Whiskey. Look at Whiskey in the house. Aw. Hey Nurse Sandy. Yeah, I went back on and forth on these. Did we talk about her? Did we not? Did we talk about her? And then I thought, oh shit, look at this rabbit hole. Hey Pamela, what are your thoughts, guys? What are your thoughts, Iconic?
Right now I'm looking at the boss. I mean, I think it's pretty clear why. And
The Ponzi scheme.
yeah, and all of the strange connections and wanting the
Hey,
computer back. I'm not looking at the husband at all.
hi, my elderly cats. Hi, Linda. Yeah, because the husband was actually. I know he had the son because they left the game. But my question is the cell phone. If you left the game and her, what was it? Her cell phone, purse. What was left at home? Did she go home at halftime?
Did she? Did she not?
The muffins, right? Then they leave the muffins. But you know what, too? Let's talk about this for a second. How did her dog end up on a 28th floor of a high rise in downtown Los Angeles? You don't think that's a little bizarre?
Wasn't
Uh,
she in Downey at the time when she was at the football game?
yeah, Downey, California.
Yeah, that's pretty random.
It's the slimy boss.
It has to be. The first thing he wants to know is where's the computer? We need the computer back, knowing that she's the one who holds all the company secrets and she knows about the financials and he's in trouble for fraud. Come on.
Do you think that she was having an affair with Sugarman? You
I
guys think
do
maybe it
not.
was like a little love affair going on?
Pamela says that she probably met with someone, that's why she left the game.
One of the two phones was left in her apartment. And where was her car? I need to dig deeper into this. Yeah, right? Hey, Michael Michaels. Yeah, the father, the Warriors. Whose photo? Nurse Sandy. Well, they said she was acting jittery at the game and she like kept moving from bleacher to bleacher. Let me see something real quick.
Didn't she talk about being afraid at the time?
But the but Sugarman's had this issue. I mean, they've been investigating him. It's not like they just started investigating him. They've been looking into him for a while. I mean, not years, but it's nothing like it's something new. Let me see something before I pull up that Twitter. I can't see chat right now. One sec,
Elderly
guys.
cats, I'm with you. I only just started looking into this when Mar told me about it a few hours ago, so pretty new to me as well.
Yeah, it's new to us too. So she had two phones. I'm looking at one thing. Oh, okay. So it was one. Okay, 1 second. Let's see. So I guess he chased the microchip to the dog. 1 second. Let me share my screen. So I let's see what this. Yeah, we just started digging into this today, and I actually had to work today. Let's see this real quick. Yeah, we've got the footage too that we can look at. So LA detectives have obtained security footage camera from a residential building in downtown LA where officials found a dog belonging to missing woman Heidi. Reported missing to the Los Angeles PD October 20th after she failed to pick up her 10-year-old son from school. But she was last seen October 17th when she abruptly left her son's football game in Downey before it was over. The mother's dog was discovered on the 28th floor of a high rise residential building in downtown LA without any of Planck's belongings hours after Planck was last seen on October 17th. Her ex husband Jim Wayne traced the dog's microchip to the apartment complex after she was reported missing.
Surely they have some camera footage of that 30th floor or the elevators or even the lobby. I agree with Nurse Sandy. I think she probably just had something on him.
Well, but then we have the assistant saying, hang on, I'm going to pull up that one video that kind of puts everything in one on this UK Daily Mail complete spam lag website for 1 second, where he's dropping off the muffins. And yeah, so the muffins were probably a cover up. Yeah, let me just go drop her off muffins. So it looks like but you don't call and wonder why she didn't get the muffins. Yeah, it's just a little weird. Maybe they're going to try to pin it on her. Maybe they're going to say that maybe that was the plan for him to get out of this mess.
Maybe that's why they're saying she was siphoning money.
Exactly. Does anyone know when Sugarman, Jason, was actually first? It's in the beginning of the video I just did too, and I'm that brain dead. Where they started investigating him, not the ACIS, but the one here in the States.
I wrote down that he was being investigated, but not when it started.
Man, him and Melissa Caddick would have made a perfect pair.
You really need to get your hands on that video.
All right, here's the video. Dropping off muffins. I guess he didn't care if she was getting the muffins. I hope I hit sound.
I don't hear volume if there is any.
I don't know if there was on that surveillance camera part. Hang on. I don't think there would be sound with the guy dropping off the muffins. Let's see if it's going to be nice.
Let me say real quick too, it's really weird that he would be so considerate to bring her muffins, but then he wouldn't care at all if she was missing.
right?
He came all the way to her house.
Let me refresh this. Ah, shit. As soon as I click refresh, it starts. Ah, it's still there. Okay. As soon as I was going to hit refresh, it started. I hear it. Let's see if you guys hear it.
Just down the street from where.
Yes.
This website is so laggy. It restarted. Hang on, guys. It's the Dumb and Dumber show tonight. The Dumb and Dumber show.
Most nights. Come on.
Ah, hilarious. Anyways, how is everybody tonight? I'm gonna get a Dumb and Dumber intro.
Hummingbird said, "You said it. I didn't."
Hummingbird, be nice. I can't see comments right now. I'm trying to get back to the video. All right, here we are. It is loading. Hummingbird, be nice. Any day, any day. And I'm not going to refresh it because I know as soon as I do, it's going to load. This is why I do not like going onto Daily Mail. This website is just like, oh.
Did you talk about the bank statements already in the premiere?
Yeah, it was weird because for some reason, Sugarman had her bank statements, or he saw her bank statements, right?
Right. So Michael, he said, how does he know where she lives? Why would he deliver muffins if he knew that she was missing? I don't think that it was out that she was missing yet, if I'm not mistaken. And if he had her bank records, then he would know where she lived, I'm assuming.
Well, they actually said that she was missing for 1 or 2 days when he dropped off the muffins, which is kind of weird. You don't think so?
Was she reported missing at the time?
Well, she was. Well, we have to find out what date the video was made because the day that he dropped off the muffins, which we will in a second because this Daily Mail is pissing me off that I'm getting ready to throw a chancla at my laptop. But I'm just gonna find it somewhere else in a second. But okay, so if she was okay, so the last time she was seen was at the soccer game on the 27th. So she was reported missing at the LAPD on the 20th when she did not pick up her son from school. So what day? Let's see if this. What day were the muffins dropped off? The muffins. Let's see. Does it give you a date? It says they obtained footage. It says
Did we lose you? Yeah, I think she was a no call, no show. Okay, while she is coming back, let me hear y'all's theories. I think I also need to watch the premiere again. No, she didn't call in sick.
Ooh, I hate that website.
Hey, Shredder.
I Shredder. 1 second, guys. Bear with us. We're horrible like right now tonight. This is like horrible.
Nurse Sandy, that's why I think he's so suspicious. Why wouldn't he call to check on her if she wasn't coming to work?
Yeah, the question is, let's see what this says. Here's the video right here. Let's see if this one's going to load good. I'll pause it. I don't know when the muffins were supposedly left on the door. I'm not sure why they're not giving a date, it started. Why they're just saying 1 or 2 days. That's what I don't understand.
What I don't understand is why I have October 17th as the day.
All right, so here's one video. Let's see what this one says. I want to know what day the boss was leaving donuts. And I want to know what kind of muffins, and what kind of muffins they were.
Especially difficult day for Heidi Planck's family as her young son celebrated a birthday without his mother. Kick On Stacey Butler has more on the efforts to find her tonight.
We're definitely tired, but we won't stop.
As Heidi Planck's friends continue to put up flyers for the missing mom, this time in West LA, tonight they have one thing on their minds.
Heidi's son, whose birthday is today, and the best gift we could give him would be to bring his mom home.
Today of all days, especially, he's on our mind, he's in our hearts.
On his 11th birthday, friends say he is home with his dad, Jim Wayne.
Just having a quiet night with family. It's been a pretty emotional time.
It's been nearly 3 weeks and still no sign of the 39-year-old last seen on this security tape leaving for her son's football game. Her ex-husband, Wayne, says he suspects her disappearance may be linked to her job as the financial controller of Camden Capital Partners, a local investment company. Her boss, Jason Sugarman, and others are being investigated by the Securities and Exchange Commission for stealing $43 million from unwitting pension funds. Law enforcement has not said Sugarman is connected to Heidi's disappearance in any way. We obtained this security tape from outside Heidi's home in Palms a day or two after she was last seen. Neighbors confirm it is Jason Sugarman. He appears to ring her doorbell, then leaves muffins on the doorstep. As LAPD detectives continue to investigate, her friends won't stop the search.
Either it's foul play and we fear the worst, or she's smart and she's hiding somewhere for a reason that is yet to be determined.
Heidi's friends tell me they're going to keep on posting flyers like this all across Los Angeles until they hold a prayer vigil for Heidi downtown LA Sunday night at 6. In West Los Angeles, Stacey Butler, KCAL 9 News.
Why are they not releasing when he brought the muffins? Hey, Jennifer. Or did I miss it? Did they say when he brought the muffins?
I didn't hear it. Well, that specifically, anyway.
Yeah, well, here's that. Let's see what this says. Maybe they say more down in here. So rings the doorbell, drops off muffins. I'm just going to see if there's anything that's new that we haven't touched on. And of course, that's pretty sad that she missed her son's 11th birthday, which completely screams red flags to me. But I keep thinking that Melissa Caddick's alive and she left her son. But That's just my own dream that she's hopping around on her good foot. So, investigators seized footage from the apartment complex after weeks of cooperation on their part, refusing to turn over the video without a warrant. So, detective SWAT teams and other law enforcement forces have continued their search for the missing woman. They entered her home with a warrant and guns drawn, expecting to find a crime scene. Friends plan to hold a prayer vigil for Planks on Sunday, November 6th at the apartment complex. She was wearing jeans, a gray sweater, driving her 2017 gray Range Rover. So her car is still missing. She's 5'3", 120 pounds, blonde hair, blue eyes. So are you gathering that her car is still missing?
That's what I was literally just wondering too. So
Because here it doesn't mention the car in the flyer. And there's the little dog that was found on. Like, how does a dog get on the 28th floor of an apartment complex?
well, I would like to know more about this guy's investments and if he had any affiliations with that building.
Hey, Mercedes girl, my elderly cats, because he's a Ponzi schemer. I mean, and not only that, but he did it to that native Indian tribe. That's horrible. Like, who does that? Maybe they're trying to set Heidi up to make it look like she took the money and ran like Gone Girl.
Right,
Like,
but where would the dog play into that being at that location?
because maybe they'll say she dropped the dog off at a $1 million high rise so that somebody would give him a good home. I don't know. I mean, I can't. Let me go rub my crystal ball. One sec. I'll be right back.
This is a confusing case, Pamela.
Look at what Michael, the dog, really wanted to go to the woofs. So let's see. Because then we have, let's look at this little paper real quick. All right, I'm brain dead. I can't read anymore. I had to listen to my voice for 16 minutes earlier. That was enough. My head's like, blah, blah, blah.
You're gonna have to make it bigger if you can
Okay,
do that.
so this is an SEC. So I guess I wish, is there somebody, is Kaz in here? So I guess the SEC here is like the ACIS in Australia. You know, like when they were talking about those, the ones that came in and busted Melissa Caddick.
Right.
So I'm thinking that is exactly what the SEC is, just like the ACIS or whatever it's called in Australia. So he's definitely, but the question is, when did they start looking into him? Which it looks to me, it says Security and Exchange Commission versus Jason Sugarman filed June 26th, 2019. July, August, September. Yeah, so he's had about 4 months to put his little game plan in action. Okay, let me mic down.
Okay. SEC charges new defendant in $43 million tribal bond scheme. The Securities and Exchange Commission today charged a Los Angeles man for his role in a fraudulent scheme to gain undisclosed control over two registered investment advisors so that he, his partner, and their associates could steal $43 million of their clients' funds they purported to invest in Native American tribal bonds. The SEC that alleges that Jason Sugarman, formerly associated with a registered broker-dealer and investment advisor, directed the scheme along with Jason Galanis, or Galanis, I'm not sure, whom the SEC has previously charged with securities fraud. According to the SEC's complaint, Sugarman secured financing to acquire control of investment advisors so that he and his associates could use clients' funds to purchase Native American tribal bonds. The SEC further alleges that Sugarman and his associates gained control over the disposition of the bond sales proceeds, and that although the proceeds were supposed to be invested in annuities to benefit the tribal corporation and repay bondholders, Sugarman and his associates instead misappropriated the proceeds for their own benefit. The commission has previously charged Galanis and 7 other individuals for their roles in the tribal bond scheme. Galanis, who pleaded guilty to parallel criminal charges arising from his role in the tribal bond scheme, is currently incarcerated. The SEC's complaint charges Sugarman with violating or aiding and abetting violations in Section 17A, I and 3, A1 and 3, I'm not sure, and the Securities Act of 1933 and Section 10B of the Securities Exchange Act of 1934 and Rules 10B, 5A, and C thereunder. The SEC investigation is being conducted by Tejal D. Shaw, Nancy A. Brown, Christopher, and Adam. I'm not going to even go into that. The litigation will be led by Ms. Brown and Miss Shaw. The case is being supervised by Mr. Wadwa. The SEC appreciates the assistance of the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York, the Federal Bureau of Investigations, the U.S. Postal Inspection Service, the Bermuda Monetary Authority, and the Liechtenstein Financial Market Authority.
So this guy's been in trouble since June.
Do you think she was a witness to that, potentially?
Well, obviously he wanted that computer back, so I don't. Was she a part of it? I don't know. I'm curious to know if she was having an affair with him. I'm curious to know if he was still married, because that last picture they showed of his wife and the son, it was 2014. So there's definitely going to have to be some digging going on, but I'm curious to know if he's still married. Let me see if she's.
So many questions. But I feel like almost like she might be a witness in some sort of proceedings, like court proceedings later on. If she knew so much about his business and the money, he could just be trying to protect himself in the long run.
Yeah, security fraud for a whole entire tribe. Oh, wow.
I just don't get vibes of an affair here.
Why not?
I don't know. I think she wanted her boyfriend to spend more time down near Downey in Los Angeles, and he was wanting to spend more time in San Francisco, but I just don't feel like she was looking for that anywhere else.
Yeah, everything. I think the ex-husband said it, Shredder. The ex-husband's exact words were, oh shit. All of the ghosts were in her laptop. Was that the wording he used?
She knows where the bones are hidden or something.
Exactly. All of the bones. Exactly. Heidi knows where the bones are hidden. Those were the exact words. She knows where the bones are hidden. But how do you know that maybe? I mean, okay, I'm just saying this to put out ideas because I like to throw things around. How do we know that maybe the husband didn't do something and he took this opportunity to use it as a cover up for and put it on the company? Uh-uh.
But he reported her missing and he turned over
Okay.
everything and he
Okay.
had the child.
Okay.
I don't know. So far, I mean, he, I've been wrong before and I'll be wrong again. So who knows? But
Okay,
I'm
but
just not getting red flag.
I'm not saying the husband did it. I'm putting out the idea that,
Definitely.
but yes, he turned in the bank statements. He went to the LAPD immediately after picking up the boy, and he did. I cannot believe my rooster is crowing at 1 a.m. He's like an hour and a half early, and but that could be a cover up too. And I'm not saying I don't know enough to think anything. He wasn't delivering muffins. He might have wanted to grab on her muffins, but I want to know what the date was that he dropped those muffins off. Not that it's really going to solve anything, but I'm curious to know if she was reported missing officially on the 20th, when did he drop off those muffins? And I looked on those security cameras. I can't see a date. He co-owns the Los Angeles Football Club along with other sports and entertainment luminaries, including former Los Angeles Lakers star Magic Johnson and actor Will Ferrell. His financial stake is in the Dodgers involves his role as a partner in the team's AAA affiliate, the Oklahoma City Dodgers. Sugarman could not be reached for comment.
I feel like she knew he was up to something. And I honestly don't even feel like maybe even that he did it himself. With the money and the affiliations he had, he could have hired somebody to come and do it for him. And then you've got a kind of crappy cover up where you have a dog in one spot, you can't find the car, where are her phones?
Okay, but look at this last part. Look at this last part. I'm gonna look him up. Look at how long this goes back. Well, not super long, but the SEC alleges Sugarman orchestrated the tribal bond scheme along with business partner Jason Galanis and 7 other co-conspirators, whom the agency has previously charged with securities fraud. January 2017, Galanis, 48, pled guilty to criminal charges in connection with the tribal bond scheme and is serving a 14-year sentence at the Terminal Island Federal Correction Institute in San Pedro.
So you have 2 high up businessmen in prison. You don't think they made affiliations in there as well?
I don't know. I mean, they won't even say the day the muffins were delivered. So this guy has got a lot of money. And if he's got so much money in all of these companies, why is he stealing 45 million from the Native Americans? Like, yeah, they're just so none of the money that they got here, it says Sugar. So how is he even not in jail? Because he didn't plead guilty like his buddy did.
Good lawyers and a lot of money.
Well, so once those funds were directed to the control of Sugarman, this is like the money coming in from. Wait a second. This guy is crazy. So prosecutors allege that in August 2014, Sugarman financed the purchase of Hughes Capital Management, and in April 2015, he and Galanis acquired another investment advisory firm, Atlantic Asset Management, according to the lawsuit. Sugarman and Galanis exercised undisclosed control over both Hughes and Atlantic Asset Management, Look at that thing making me say a bad word. The complaint said. At one point during the alleged scheme, Sugarman played a role in helping to placate a longtime Atlantic asset management employee who felt marginalized by having to give up oversight of a global yield fund, according to prosecutors. Sugarman emailed Galanis and asked him to determine if the employee likes sports. If so, fly him out for a Warrior or Dodgers, referring to the Golden State Warriors and Los Angeles Dodgers, two teams in which Sugarman and Laws had significant investment, says the complaint. A few hours later, Sugarman confirmed that arrangements to entertain the Atlantic Asset Management employee had been made. Galanis and two other co-conspirators, with Sugarman's consent, directed Hughes to purchase the first of 27 million in tribal bonds in 2014 and instructed Atlantic Asset Management to buy the remaining bonds worth 16.2 in 2015. Once those funds were directed to the control of Sugarman and the previously charged defendants, they misappropriated the proceeds for their benefit. The complaint says again, none of the proceeds were ever invested in a legitimate annuity. Can you believe that?
That is, how much money do you need?
And you honestly, people say that Melissa Caddick was bad. Oh my gosh, people, please. This man is absolutely part of the Warriors. Like that was a great a basketball team at that time. They were winning like I think 3 years in a row they won the playoffs. Might have been 4. Let's jump over to Twitter because he's got a bad brother too. Jason Sugarman's brother's dirty.
I just get bad feelings, and it's all alleged. Everything I say on here is just my theory, my opinion. But I just feel like he hired somebody to get rid of her.
I mean, the dog on the 28th floor of that apartment complex to me is absolutely mind blowing. It's like it's so weird. It's like I could see it wandering like at the bottom of the building outside, but inside on the 28th floor.
Well, yeah, and if it's that big of a building, I would imagine that there's people at the lobby. Somebody would have had to walk the dog in.
I think I agree with Pamela. I think she might have known something. Or maybe he wasn't telling her outright directly what was going on, but with her being the bookkeeper, she probably saw that things probably weren't adding up.
Exactly.
Too much coming in and not enough going into the investments. I want to know when this guy delivered those effing muffins.
Yeah, and like someone asked before, is this the first time he's bringing her muffins, or did he just do this one time?
I don't know. They're being really
so
they're just, I keep searching. Like I want to see this. I'm looking for the video camera again, maybe with a time and date on it. I'm back on the Heidi Twitter page. One sec. Yeah, it's almost like this guy is trying to put some blame on her. And even if he tries to involve her a little bit and she's nowhere to be found, that might even make it easier for him to get off. I don't know.
Well, Hummingbird said she's had to testify against many clients as a bookkeeper, and that was what I was saying originally was he going to court and maybe she was going to have to testify and be a witness? And maybe she didn't know that she knew more than she just knew, if that makes any sense. Maybe she just was going to speak openly, and he didn't want that because he knew what was happening.
Okay, let's go back to the beginning real quick, because I'm really new at digging into this case. But right now, I still want to stay focused on my Lebanon people, Missouri.
Oh, geez.
I bet you Nurse Sandy just rolled her eyes in real life. She was probably like, did she just randomly just say that? I did, because there's something so strange there. And I really hope that Sheriff Rice is not involved, but I'm starting to get a really eerie feeling of I just keep seeing Texas Chainsaw Massacre with the sheriff involved in my mind. I don't know why.
I love that they have Bad Boys as their hold theme.
Yeah, guys, so when we called Sheriff Rice for the second time and they put us on hold, their hold music is bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? I'm dying.
They have a sense of humor. I love it.
And then I asked the guard if he could see the prisoners from where he was talking to me, and he's like, yes, I can. I should have said, can you see Mr. Phelps? But I didn't. Okay, let's go see. Let's go back, because I've never actually seen the very beginning when all this strange stuff started taking place. And maybe this guy will mention the day that the muffins were delivered. I still want to know what kind of muffins they were, too. I hope I pushed the volume. And if you guys have seen this, I'm sorry, but I just want to get one beginning video to see kind of like what the beginning was about and to where it is now.
A mystery deepening in Los Angeles after a local vanished. Here's the story. October 17th, Heidi Planck, a 39-year-old mom, leaves her son's football game at halftime in the city of Downey. She takes her dog with her. She gets into her Range Rover, looking a bit antsy and edgy, according to her ex-husband. 3 days later, she isn't there to pick up her son from school. And that's when her family says they started to worry. Now, after more than 2 weeks, no one has seen or heard from Heidi. The twist? They did find her dog. With more on the mystery disappearance, here's CNBC's Perry Russum.
Investigators say this home surveillance video was from the day Heidi Planck went missing. One of the key pieces of evidence on what happened could be walking just behind her.
I think we got some foul play.
Jim Wayne is her ex-husband and says when Planck went missing, her dog named Seven was with her. Days later, when she was a no-show in picking up her son from school, Wayne says he called the police and they found her phone in her house.
Somebody texted and said, "Are you missing a dog?" And I'm like, yes, we're missing a dog.
Seven was found roaming the hallways of this luxury apartment building in downtown LA, about a 25-minute drive from where the two were last seen.
This guy on the 29th floor found the dog just wandering around.
The dog is chipped, and someone texted the phone number that came up.
It's just odd that there was a dog wandering around.
Wayne says he has no idea how the dog got there, no idea why Planck would be there. On Friday, LAPD could be seen going in and out of Planck's home. It's not clear what they were looking for or if they found anything.
This is totally out of character, completely.
Adding to the mystery is what Planck does for work. On LinkedIn, her reads she works at an investment firm, but the investment firm says she never worked there. Her son turns 11 this week. Shep and her ex-husband says she would never leave her son.
Perry Russum, live in Boston. A mystery deepening in Los Angeles after a local.
So I heard a few contradictions right there, right off from the beginning. I thought it was the 28th floor, 29th floor, and then he said he found the dog from the microchip, which, okay, then they made sense at the end and said that they called the number from the microchip. So I get that now. But that dog in that building is just so strange to me. Like, it was like, did the person that did something to Heidi put that dog there to throw someone off? because I actually thought the husband was looking for the dog with the microchip, but no, they found him through the number in the microchip. I wouldn't rule the husband out yet. I don't think the husband did it, but he might be like the mastermind because he's a hairdresser. He's smart like Hummingbird and me.
They just have cameras.
I told Hummingbird earlier, I bet we could totally plan a murder and get away with it.
I think you could. That's kind of terrifying.
So, Justice for Gabby is coming in with Heidi Planck. I love that. Let me see what this is. Let me do a heart here. So, okay, here's the questions I have. So this one's saying she was last seen driving the gray Range Rover. Is the Range Rover missing? Or has the Range Rover been found? These are old. This one's 18 hours ago. Let's see what he has to say again. Wait, hang on a second. Well, I'm thinking this has something to do with Heidi. One sec, let's see.
A mystery deepening in Los Angeles after a local vanished. Here's the story. October 17th, Heidi Planck, a 39-year-old mom, leaves her son's football game at halftime in the city of Downey. She takes her dog with her. She gets into her Range Rover, looking a bit antsy and edgy, according to her ex-husband. 3 days later, she isn't there to pick up her son from school. And that's when her family says they started to worry. Now, after more than 2 weeks, no one has seen or heard from Heidi. The twist? They did find her dog. With more on the mystery.
Is this the one we just watched?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so too. 20 hours ago, information continues to mount in Heidi Planck's missing person case. So there's a new video of her. Hang on a second. Wait. What? Let me pause this. And I gotta reshare this screen. Huh. A video. I might have read this wrong, guys. I worked hard today. Information continues to mount in Heidi Planck's missing person case. This was out the 5th. All right, let's see what she says real quick.
Confrontation developments in the search for missing West LA mom Heidi Planck and new video of a confrontation caught on camera when we tried to talk to her boss. Here's KCAL 9's Stacey Butler.
Anything to do with Sugarman.
As we stood outside this multi-million-dollar waterfront Newport Beach home listed as a residence of Heidi Planck's boss, Jason Sugarman, tensions were high.
Oh, does this have anything to do with Sugarman?
Can we talk to you? Did you want to talk on camera? This woman said she knew Sugarman, but she lived there. He did not, and she forcefully demanded we leave.
We know him. He has never. You better return that home.
For weeks now, we've been trying to learn more about the mysterious disappearance of Heidi Planck, a mom who lived in LA's Palms neighborhood and who was the financial controller for a large West Side investment firm. The managing partner of the firm is Jason Sugarman, and he's facing a federal lawsuit for allegedly stealing $43 million from a pension fund. Law enforcement has not said he's a suspect. They haven't named any. We're also now learning Heidi's ex-husband, Jim Wayne, allegedly removed Heidi's work laptop and personal phone from her home October 20th. Sources tell us he kept them a week and a half before turning them over to police. We've also obtained court documents that show Jim Wayne went to court days after Heidi disappeared to change their shared custody agreement of their 11-year-old son. He asked for full custody. He wrote, "I urgently need these orders to put my son into therapy immediately because he is completely distraught at his mother's disappearance." A judge granted the request, stating the father is awarded sole legal and sole physical custody of the party's minor child. We tried to reach Jim Wayne for comment, but he declined. Meanwhile, a source close to the investigation says detectives now have video of Heidi downtown LA with her dog the afternoon of her disappearance, walking in the alley behind the apartment building where her dog was strangely found walking alone in a hallway on the 28th floor. Sunday marks the 3-week anniversary since Heidi's disappearance. Her friends will be holding a prayer vigil for her in downtown Los Angeles. In Irvine, Stacey Butler, KCAL 9 News.
I swear my mouth is hanging open right now.
Mine too.
Wait a second. That, I'm telling you guys, do not rule out the husband quite yet.
Oh no, my mind just totally flipped.
I'm definitely putting more on the business, but so I'm not sure they're gonna show that video right now, but so she was seen walking with that at that apartment complex down below with her dog, and they cannot find a tie there yet. Said her car wasn't there.
Why
Oh,
did
she
they say
didn't
she
make
didn't
up
work
a.
there?
Yeah, Brian. She didn't. She was the bookkeeper for Jason Sugarman. I don't doubt that for a minute. I don't know. It's so, to me, like the more I learn and the more I see, the more I think, you know, at the beginning, yeah, this Sugarman's trying to do something to where he's going to have a better chance of getting off on his BS with the 45 million from the tribe. But then you have to wonder, gosh, why would the husband have to jump so quickly to get the custody of the kid to have him go to counseling? Like if the mother's missing, why wouldn't the judge just let him have the kid go to counseling? That's a little strange to me.
Why does it seem like she has so many potential enemies between the assistant and the boss and the ex?
I don't know if the ex is an enemy, but maybe the ex but remember there's two phones though, supposedly two phones. One was handed in, she has one. Hang on guys, I'm looking through for some more goodies on this. Weird. So she was there.
Yeah, Hummingbird. I don't understand why the building wouldn't want to give the footage over.
And the dog. So at the time they saw her there, maybe that is when obviously she left without the dog. I'm looking for more stuff that we haven't seen. Let me share my screen while I'm looking. I don't get it. This is strange. At the end of the interview, reporter says company told him Heidi never worked there. First time I heard this. I heard, okay, let's listen to this one then. I sure hope she's found safe. How are you?
Rover looking a bit antsy.
How are you going to say she didn't work there?
But she knows all the secrets of your company.
And you want the company laptop back because she was siphoning money from you.
Why would she have a company laptop?
Exactly. And if she didn't work for you, how would she have any possible way of siphoning your monies, you complete... What the entire...
I mean, we even know her yearly salary and her title. Come on.
What in the entire feck is going on? Let's see what this is right here, that she never worked there.
A mystery deepening in Los Angeles after a local vanished. Here's the story. October 17th, Heidi Planck, a 39-year-old mom, leaves her son's football game at halftime in the city of Downey. She takes her dog with her. She gets into her Range Rover, looking a bit antsy and edgy, according to her ex-husband. 3 days later, she isn't there to pick up her son from school. And that's when her family says they started to worry. Now, after more than 2 weeks, no one has seen or heard from Heidi. The twist? They did find her dog. With more on the mystery disappearance, here's CNBC's Perry Russum.
Investigators say this home surveillance video was from the day Heidi Planck went missing. One of the key pieces of evidence on what happened could be walking just behind her.
I think we got some foul play.
Jim Wayne is her ex-husband and says when Planck went missing, her dog named Seven was with her. Days later, when she was a no-show and picking up her son from school, Wayne says he called the police and they found her phone in her house.
Somebody texted and said, "Are you..."
Yes, but hang on. We need to listen because this phone thing right here, and then about her not working at her job. Hang on.
Missing a dog. And I'm like, yes, 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 we're missing a dog.
Seven was found roaming the hallways of this luxury apartment building in downtown LA, about a 25-minute drive from where the two were last seen.
This guy on the 29th floor found the dog just wandering around.
The dog is chipped, and someone texted the phone number that came up.
It was just odd that there was a dog wandering around.
Wayne says he has no idea how the dog got there, no idea why Planck would be there. On Friday, LAPD could be seen going in and out of Planck's home. It's not clear what they were looking for or if they found anything.
This is totally out of character, completely.
Adding to the mystery is what Planck does for work. On LinkedIn, it reads she works at an investment firm, but the investment firm says she never worked there. Her son turns 11 this week. Shep and her ex-husband.
This is like definitely a rabbit hole.
I call BS on that.
No, Shredder, the people that found the dog at the apartment complex, I guess they took it to a vet and they saw that it had a microchip and they called the number that was connected to the chip. And then you got him delivering muffins. I wish we knew what the day was of the muffins.
Maybe he lured her there somehow for some sort of meeting. Maybe that's why she was nervous. Maybe she walked the dog up to the floor. I feel like they would have to have footage, though.
And then she made the Thanksgiving plans. This is the one that I thought a little weird. Did it change?
Yeah. Linda said, "Am I sleep dreaming? This story's totally flipped." That's exactly how I feel.
Now I want muffins. You're funny, Shredder. I want a blueberry. I want a banana nut muffin. I don't have any thought on who did what. I'll ask the spirit box later. But her possessions were found in the hands of her ex, and yet Ellie have yet to name any suspects, and you wonder why missing people cases go cold and why people get away with murder. I don't know what this is. 1 sec. Let me see what video this is.
And tonight, new developments
I
in the
think we
search for
saw this
missing
one.
West LA mom Heidi Planck and new video.
Forcefully demanded we leave. We know you.
Yep. Honestly, there's not a lot of video. Okay, here's one. This Catherine Townsend. Let me drop her because I'm following her. She's like on top of this story. I don't know what to think. I really like if you put all the little what you think and the money and the scandal and the not working there and wanting the computer back, I would definitely put my money on it was Jason Sugarman. But then why does the ex-husband have her things?
I don't know. With all that money, could he have paid the husband to get the ex-husband to get in on it? Who knows?
Well, the husband can say whatever he wants. The husband also made that weird comment that Heidi knows where the company's bones are.
It's a really weird way to phrase that when your ex-wife is missing.
Right? I'm not saying who it is. I'm just putting out just ideas of like this could be like a whole like twist. You know, when it's so obvious that it's one thing, but then boom, it's a complete flip.
Like with Cleo?
Her ex-husband turned in the famous computer to the police that the boss wanted so badly. Well, of course he did. I mean, if let's just say for being on the saying that the husband did it just for an example. Well, I would turn in the computer too because it's going to take the heat off of me. And yes, Linda, we need that laptop. That right there, that comment throws me back thinking, oh, Jason Sugarman definitely did something. And then you have the assistant. She's siphoning money. Well, maybe Jason and the assistant got something going on and they're working together. Let's pin it on Heidi. Let's make her disappear. Make them think that she had part so they can have some type of what is that word in court? You want to find somebody not guilty. Reasonable doubt. With Heidi being missing and maybe, you know, who knows? I mean, it could be a lot of things. But I think Jason Sugarman, if I had to guess right now, I would think that Jason Sugarman was behind it.
Shredder wants to know what's up with the boyfriend.
The boyfriend, well, you can tell her about the boyfriend.
I know he works, with Facebook or for Facebook?
He works for a charity group for Facebook, and he's like, he's one of the bigger, let me see. He's got a big title. 1 second.
He lives in San Francisco, though, which is like, 8 to 12 hours away?
He lives in San Fran.
It's kind of a drive.
Yeah, he lives
8 hours. Okay.
He works for Mark Zuckerberg's charity with the vice president of Takahiki. So he's got a big job there. Hang on, I don't want to leave Facebook.
Voodoo Doll Night. We just made a note of that earlier.
Yeah, we're going to do the DIY voodoo dolls, guys. We have to find like one that's not mean though. A nice voodoo doll. That's the boyfriend.
Now, he's pretty much wiped all of his social media of her, but I talked to Mara about that earlier, and she said maybe he's just protecting himself since he works for Facebook and all of that, or the charities.
Yeah, he is Naeem Salam, 43, who works as the VP of Operations at the Chan Zuckerberg Initiative Credit. So he's got a decent job.
working with charities and then having somebody that's tied up with a fraud situation and a missing person doesn't probably look too good for him working with a charity.
Yeah, his boss, the owner of Facebook, probably told him to lock those accounts down because we don't need that type of shit over here. But I know that it also says that she wanted him to spend more time in Los Angeles, but he was telling her he needed to be closer to San Fran. But if you listen about how the ex-husband talks about the boyfriend, I think it's kind of strange too. Can you see that? Can you read that?
Let me look. Hold on.
This is very strange to me.
Really wonderful man. Heidi's ex-husband, Jim Wayne, told Sun on Tuesday that Naeem and Heidi had a debate before they went missing and thought she was ghosting him when she didn't contact her. That should probably be him. The 63-year-old Beverly Hills beauty salon owner emphasized that there was no doubt about Naeem. He explained, "No worries about him. He is a wonderful person. I'm certainly not a detective, but he looks like a really great person. They had a discussion a week ago, so he knew nothing about her disappearance. He thought she was just making him a ghost. He didn't know." Jim said the couple's quarrel went beyond Naeem, who felt he had to stay north instead of going to Los Angeles with Heidi. He lived in San Francisco and she wanted him to get off, so they went into discussions, but he couldn't because he had to work, Jim said. As I said, I'm not a detective, but I can almost assure you that it is.
Wait, you missed the most weird freaking part of the whole thing that's said right there. Hang on. Let me read this, okay?
Sorry,
he lived in San Francisco and she wanted him to get off. So they said they went into discussion, but he couldn't because he had to work, Jim said. Rice Field.
What is Rice Field?
Are you effing kidding me?
Rice Field. What is
Hey,
that?
gamer guy. Hi, Alma. Probably a racist slur. That's what I get out of it. As I said, he also said, "I'm not a detective, but I can almost assure you that it isn't."
That it isn't what?
It's like he was putting a little bit of like he's a good guy, but like the husband's still wrong. They both rub me the wrong way. I'm not sure which one rubs me the wrong way harder, the ex-husband or Sugarman. Let's see what else. We know all this. Yeah, so really, I don't know what else is new on her story. Let's jump back into Twitter and just look one more time, and then I'm going to wrap it up. It's almost 2 o'clock in the morning. They got the laptop. The police have it. But how did the husband even have her laptop? Like, let's go back to Twitter. What was he even doing with her possessions if they are ex? Something's not right all across the board.
Unless he had access to her house.
Why? I wouldn't
Maybe
give my ex.
Would have a key.
Nah, I wouldn't give my ex-husband access to my house. He knows too much. Even like
that's right. It's
checking.
time change.
I mean, do you really think that dog's microchip goes to the ex-husband's phone? No, it goes to one of the phones that was in his possession. So yeah, something is totally just. I don't like either one of them right now. I can't tell which one I don't like. I don't like
It
more.
could go either way.
So she went from personal assistant to bookkeeper, even though, according to her ex husband, She had no training in that area. Red flag number 2. She was making 125K plus massive bonuses. Police need to talk to Jason. So this lady's going on, but I thought, oh, they have 2 phones. I haven't heard the Ellie talk about 2 phones, but I heard about people talking about 2 phones. But everything else is the same. The dog, her missing. Hey, Robin Mead. We got a tarot card. November 2nd, dog found.
I feel like either way it goes, I won't be surprised.
Yeah, it's just that's it. I mean, they say the dog has been found. They say that she was last seen in her car, and the car, I have not seen that the car has been found. I just hear the dog's been found. What? That's a little scary, lady. Back up. Back up. So that's all I see. That's it. Oh, now they're talking about the criminal activity that is at the place where her dog was found.
Guns fired.
This was out on the 3rd, though. Residents of an apartment building where missing mom Heidi Planck's dog was found have raised concerns over criminal activity and guns fired at that location. Well, I mean, I don't think they're talking about that night. They might be talking about just in general. So this is the building where the dog was found. Just walked right through the front door. The doggy got on the elevator, pushed the 28th floor. One person says the 29th floor, whichever floor, and just got off and wandered around. I'm just trying to see if there's anything that. So here is. Okay, it's always the ex-husband's always there. So cops have not said how Heidi is connected to the Hope Plus Flower Complex and reviews on Yelp.com. So these are Yelp reviews. One reads, "Do not move here. Resident of 18 months. Plenty of other buildings in the area to choose from. Rent at your own risk. 14 alleged issues including theft, rampant drug use, and rowdy residents. Security cares more about people wearing masks, sunbathing by the pool than following through with neighbor issues." I think that's probably a lot of places in downtown Los Angeles. Do not move here. Don't fall for the nice amenity spaces and valet parking and make the mistake of thinking this is a luxury building. This is anything but. Cars broken into, guns have been fired, and people have been robbed midday. The building is so dirty. Dog pee and poop all over the entrance of the building. Elevators are always muddy. Okay, I'm good.
No wonder they didn't notice the dog. It's a zoo.
Shit. Ooh. Hey, gamer guy. I said hi to you too. So really, guys, that's it. There's really here's the happy family walking together. November. Oh, look at there's Marnie. Yeah, it's weird that dog was in that building. What's even really weird is that building wouldn't look like it had dog shit all over the place and it was muddy and dirty. But really, that's it. Now we know that she was at that building and we know she was seen on security footage there. Why? I don't know. But obviously, somebody had to have let that dog in the building. I mean, unless somebody just opened the door and said, "Come on, doggy, you want to come inside?" Like, they have to have footage of that dog, how it got in that building. Maybe they're holding on to it.
Surely.
I don't know. If I had to put money on it right now and someone said, you have to put money on it right now or you can't talk about the case any longer, I would probably have to say that Jason Sugarman is probably my lead suspect. But for some reason, the husband rubs me the wrong way too. Like that whole race comment and how he had to bring up like how would you know if they had an argument? I'm sure Heidi is not telling you all this personal business. No, I'm just not buying it. I think the husband's still a little weird, ex-husband in my mind. He's a little weirdo, little freaking weirdo.
He could just be jealous and made all that up.
Yeah, well, you know what? He had the other phone. He had her laptop. I would not get. I don't care if my ex-husband had my 3 little newborn kids. He's not going to have access to go into my apartment like that. Like, are you kidding me? No. Unless they had it like that. But if she had a boyfriend, like, why would she give him the chance just to come over? What if the boyfriend was, nah, I don't know. I'm just not feeling that. He had all the access to her personal belongings like that.
The ex-husband, was he at the game? I think that's...
He was at the game. And he kept complaining that she was antsy. And she kept moving from sitting with them to moving to other bleachers and back and forth. And I have yet to see any footage of that, but I doubt there's security cameras at the baseball field. But he did have her personal belongings. And I still want to know what the date was of Muffin Man. So, all right, guys. That is it for me tonight. I am taking my butt to bed. Thank you all for coming in. Thank you, Iconic.
Thank you.
Shredder H. Bird. All my great subs, I love you so much. I'm going to bed. I'm tired. But we'll see what comes out new with this. Everyone sleep well or have a good day wherever you are in the world.
Good night.
We'll see where this goes. I think we should start taking bets now to see if it's going to be Sugarman or if it's going to be the husband.
I say Sugarman.
I knew you would. All right, guys. I am out of here. Stay vigilant, guys, and keep your babies safe.